Hello students, today we go further in the concept of derivatives in economics. We begin this lecture by discussing what is elasticity of demand. It is given by this particular formula where it is given as minus P upon D dd by dP. Now here this particular symbol is nothing but the Greek letter called eta. Eta stands for H in the Greek alphabet. So elasticity is denoted by this particular symbol, and in the formula P is the price, D is the demand, and dd by dP is the marginal demand. Now there are certain situations where the value of elasticity of demand can tell us certain things. Now first of all, first particular property is that demand is a decreasing function of price. So as a result, we say that dd by dP, the derivative of demand with respect to price, is negative. Also, price and demand are always positive. So as a result, eta is equal to minus P upon D into dd by dP. Here, since this value is negative, minus into minus becomes positive, and therefore elasticity is positive always. Elasticity is greater than 0. It can be 0 in certain situations. Now suppose the second property, suppose elasticity is 0. It means the demand is a constant function of price. So we say that dd by dP is negative, and so we say that the demand is perfectly inelastic. So if eta is 0, it means demand is perfectly inelastic. Similarly, suppose we get eta coming between 0 and 1. It cannot be negative. Suppose we get eta coming between 0 and 1. We say that the demand is relatively inelastic. And if eta is 1, if the elasticity comes out as 1, then the demand is exactly proportional to the price and demand is said to be unitary elastic. Then similarly, the next property, if eta is greater than 1, then we say that the demand is relatively elastic. So you have to keep in mind these three terms which are there, these three conditions which are there, so that they will help you in solving certain types of sums. Now we are going to establish a relation between marginal revenue, that is RM, average revenue, RA, and the elasticity of demand, that is eta. Now in the last lecture, previous lecture itself, we had seen that the marginal revenue is the derivative of revenue with respect to demand. That is RM is equal to dR by dd. However, we also know this formula that R is equal to P into D. R is nothing but the total selling price, I told you last time. Okay, so it is P into D, the price of a commodity into D, demand, that is. So we say that RM is equal to the derivative of price into demand, the derivative with respect to demand of P into D, this particular function that is there, derivative of this function. Now as you can see here, there are two terms which are multiplied together. So when we find the derivative, we are going to use the product rule for finding the derivative. So as a result, the derivative becomes, when we differentiate this function, the derivative becomes P into dd by D, which is 1, plus D into dP by dd. Think in your mind what is the product rule for differentiation. You will then understand this particular step that is it. So we get P plus D into dP by dd. Now to get our formula, what we do here is that we multiply the second term. We multiply and divide the second term with P. So we get P plus, the second term becomes like this. Observe the second term here. We have multiplied and divided the second term with P. So we get P into D upon P into dP by dd. Then in the next step, what is done is that P is taken common, and in the bracket we get 1 plus d by P into dP by dd. However, the elasticity is given as minus P by D into dd by dP. This we learned just now in the previous slide, isn't it? So as a result, this term, okay, this particular term, if you observe it, it is nothing but the negative reciprocal of this term, isn't it? See, if you take the reciprocal of this term and put a minus sign there, you get this term. Okay, so as a result, we write over here minus 1 upon eta. That is a negative reciprocal is nothing but this term. So when we take the negative reciprocal of eta, we get minus 1 upon eta is equal to d upon p into dP by dd. You just observe these two terms and compare them. You will understand what has been told over here. Now substituting this now, so this entire term became minus 1 upon eta. So substituting that in this equation, we get Rm is equal to P into 1 minus 1 upon eta. Now P is nothing but RA. RA is the average revenue, price for one commodity. Okay, price for one item is given as average revenue, that is P. So we substitute over here Rm is equal to Ra into 1 minus 1 upon n. So again, this formula is going to be important for solving certain simple sums which are there. You have to keep in mind the formula. Now we begin with exercise 4.4. We are going to continue with the exercise because if you remember, we have done the first 6 sums in the previous lecture. Now why did I derive those formulae? I could have told it to you all directly that this is the formula for elasticity, this is the formula for Rm, and just told you to learn it by heart, isn't it? But then maths is not about just learning by heart and applying the formula mindlessly. It is also about understanding the concepts. So just to tell you how the formula came about, I had to derive the formula and show it to you. I'm sure that after seeing the derivation, you will find it easier to remember the actual formula which you are going to apply in the sums. The derivations will not be coming in the exam time for you. That was just for your understanding. So here, exercise 4.4, the 7th question. First one, find the marginal revenue if the average revenue is 45 and the elasticity of demand is 5. For those who have been paying attention so far in the lecture, this will come as a very easy sum actually. Because here what is given? Average revenue is given, RA is given, and what else is given? Eta is given to us. We have to find out Rm. We just have to apply all these values in this particular formula. That is Rm is equal to Ra into 1 minus 1 upon eta, which gives us this particular term. And then we solve it like this by equalizing the denominator in the bracket. And thus we get this. And then we just multiply 9 into 4 and thus Rm turns out to be 36. The next sum is also easy in the same way. Here what is given? Marginal revenue is given. That is Rm is given and eta is also given, which is 3. You have to find out Ra. So again in the same formula, only Ra is the unknown quantity. So we apply the formula this way. We equalize the denominator in the bracket and thus we solve it in this way. Just observe the steps. And so we get the value for Ra. The third question, find the elasticity of demand if the marginal revenue is 50 and the price is rupees 75. Now here what is given? Rm is given directly as 50. The price of a commodity is given. The price is nothing but average revenue. So Ra is 75. We have to find out eta. So here applying this formula and substituting all the values here, we solve it like this now. We take 1 minus 1 upon eta on one side. On the other side, we get 50 upon 75, which is nothing but 2 upon 3. Then 1 upon eta remains on one side, 1 goes to the other side. So that ultimately, we get 1 minus 2 upon 3. Equalize the denominator on the RHS, and thus we get 1 upon eta as 1 upon 3. Take the reciprocal, and so we get the value of elasticity as 3. Now, these two sums you can practice as assignment. Again, I remind you all that whatever sums that I have done over here, that I have solved it for you all, these are the textbook sums. It is very important for you to write them in your notebook. You can actually kill two birds with the same stone. That is, while writing, you can even learn the sums properly. How can you do it? By observing the sums first and then writing without looking. That will help you to find out whether you have understood the sum, and then you can at the same time complete your notebook also. That is what I used to do when I was in 12th standard. Now these two sums can be done as assignment, as extra practice to get the concept perfectly in the mind. We move on to the next sum. In the next sum, the question is this way, that is, if the demand function is d is equal to p plus 6 upon p minus 3, find the elasticity of demand at p is equal to 4. Let us see how to solve it. Now demand is given as a function of price over here, that is d is equal to p plus 6 upon p minus 3, where p is the price. We find the derivative, that is we differentiate d with respect to p. So we find actually dd by dp. As you can see, it is a quotient rule which has been used, because p plus 6 upon p minus 3, a fraction is there, and so when you find the derivative of a fraction, you use the quotient rule. I hope you remember the quotient rule. So we have p minus 3, that is the denominator into derivative of the numerator, minus numerator into derivative of the denominator, the whole upon denominator the whole square. Just check if you remember the formula. Then in the next step, now in the bracket, the first bracket that is there, that is the derivative of p plus 6 is 1, because we are finding the derivative with respect to p, remember. So derivative of p plus 6 becomes 1. Same way, the derivative of p minus 3 is also 1. So we get p minus 3 into 1, that is p minus 3, minus the same way we get p plus 6. We open the bracket and simplify further. So p minus p goes away, minus 3 and minus 6 is remaining. So minus 3 minus 6 becomes minus 9. So we get this particular term as the derivative of demand with respect to price. Now the formula for elasticity is given as minus p upon d into dd by dp. Remember it properly in the mind. And then in this formula we substitute these values. That is, d is written as whatever value function is given as a question, that is p plus 6 upon p minus 3, and dd by dp is the answer which we got just now. Now remember, what happens over here is that the common terms are cut from the denominator. As you can see, p minus 3 and one of the p minus 3 of the second term is cancelled, and minus p into minus 9 becomes 9p, minus into minus is plus. So we get the elasticity as 9p upon p plus 6 into p minus 3. Now here we put p as 4. They want us to find eta when p is 4. So upon putting p as 4, we get this particular term, and therefore elasticity turns out to be 36 upon 10 upon solving it, or 3.6. So thus the sum is done. Study the sum properly, and you have to write it in the notebook, and also you can do this sum as an additional sum as assignment for practice. I have provided you with the answer as well so that you can compare and see. In the next sum, the question is find the price for the demand function d is equal to 2p plus 3 upon 3p minus 1 when elasticity of demand is 11 upon 14. So here elasticity is given, we want to find the price. Remember, this sum has come before in the board exam. it has come for at least 4 marks. Now d is equal to 2p plus 3 upon 3p minus 1. We find the derivative of d with respect to p in the same way by using the quotient rule. Now as you can see in the bracket, that is derivative of 2p plus 3 is 2, and similarly 3p minus 1, the derivative of that term is 3. So we get this step here, okay, and then upon opening the bracket, upon multiplying etc., we get this step. Now 6p minus 6p goes away, minus 2 minus 9 is minus 11. So we get dd by dp as minus 11 upon 3p minus 1 the whole square. Now elasticity formula, in that formula like we did in the previous sum, we put the value for d as the function given and dd by dp is the answer which we got just now. Again we cancel the common terms from the denominator, and thus we get the elasticity as 11p upon 2p plus 3 into 3p minus 1. Now observe how it is done next. Now when the elasticity is 11 upon 14 as it is given in the question, we want to find p for this, okay. So here we put elasticity as 11 upon 14 and we get the RHS as the same. Now here 11 and 11 goes away from the numerators on the LHS and RHS, and we also cross multiply so that we get this term, that is 2p plus 3 into 3p minus 1 is equal to 14p. Now we open the bracket and expand it like this on the LHS, and then we solve it this way by multiplying the terms properly. Thus we get 6p square plus 7p minus 3 is equal to 14p. Now what we do is that we take all the terms on one side. So we are getting a quadratic equation. 6p square minus 7p minus 3 is equal to 0. Let us see if we can split the middle term and do the sum. Now as you can see, the first term into last term, 6 into minus 3 gives us minus 18 and the sum is minus 7. We know that 9 2s are 18 and 9 minus 2 is 7. Thus we split the middle term like this and we take the common factors, and thus we get these two brackets. Then either 2p minus 3 is equal to 0 or 3p plus 1 is equal to 0 is the last step. Obviously we are going to get this here. So p becomes either 3 by 2 or minus 1 upon 3. Now price is never negative, isn't it? Price is never negative, and therefore we discard the answer as 1 upon 3. We discard that particular answer, and therefore we get p as 3 upon 2. So that is our final answer for that question. This sum is similar to the sum which we did just now. You can try it out as assignment in your notebook. So we stop the lecture over here. There are still more concepts regarding derivatives in economics that we will see in the next lecture. You can make these concepts thorough in this particular lecture and write these down. So we meet in the next lecture. Till then, keep practicing, stay safe and healthy, and do subscribe and like the channel.